Guys, just look at this. Yeah, the military uniform really fits him. Putin attended far east of Russia. He even went to Japanese territory, yeah. So yeah, Putin threatened Japan. He said that Kurils are the Russian territory. We don't have any sort of the territorial demands for Japan, but Japan has demands for us. Also, Japan applied sanctions on us, and he went there to those islands to show off, like, I'm here on Japan territory, temporarily occupied by me, Putin. So Putin decided to blackmail Japan at the time that China is already waging a large-scale pressure campaign against Tokyo. On August the 12th, on board the cruiser Varyak ship, Putin accused Japan of changing its policy towards Russia, imposing sanctions and making territorial claims. The next day, he visited Iturup or Etorofu, Japanese island. This visit happened for the first time in the last 26 years, so Prime Minister Takichi called the visit absolutely unacceptable, while Japan's foreign minister summoned the Russian ambassador and lodged a protest. So in general, that's the cooperation between those autocracy countries like China, Russia, North Korea and Iran to push Western democracies, and Japan, it is also a Western democracy. It is a civilized, if not the most civilized country where human rights matter. And I really love Japan. Yeah, it has its own downsides, but come on, this is a great country. As for me, there is no perfect country in the world, but Japan is really close to that. And by the way, Ukraine has formed a separate Asian volunteer corps, and those guys in particular, they're from Japan. Also, by the way, they're Chinese guys. They're also fighting for Ukraine. Those guys who are against the Chinese autocracy communist regime. My friends, just a reminder, which is very important. Don't forget to press your huge like to this video right now. Just do it by the time you're watching this video. And also subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to reach 1 million subscribers. Thank you guys for your kind support. And also, if you're willing to, you are very welcome to my Patreon. The link for it is in the video description right below, or join YouTube membership by pressing button join, obviously, if you can. My friends, thank you so much, and let's continue with the video.
The visit to Etorofu Island, Iturup, by the incumbent president of Russia runs contrary to Japan's consistent position regarding the northern territories. It hurts the feelings of the Japanese people.
Yeah, it hurts the feelings, but Japan, we need to arm you. You are samurais. You need to have more weapons to defend yourself, first of all, because you see, Putin is not just in Europe. Putin expands elsewhere, and he will expand until he's hit really hard, and he already did it at the beginning of the previous century. He was the first Asian nation in the history of humankind who defeated a European empire like Russia, a huge empire, the biggest country in the freaking world, still it is. But you did it, yeah. So I totally disagree with the policy not to arm Japan, because it is very important for that particular country to be defended, because China is huge. North Korea, it has nukes, it's very close to Japan. So there are numerous of the threat for Japan, for Taiwan, for Philippines. The Southeast Asia again might explode, and there is the perfect scenario for that. While Donald Trump is the president and he is wasting weapons for the useless war in Iran and not willing to help his direct allies, like for example Taiwan. Remember what he commented after the visit to China? He said that Taiwan is like getting ridiculous or something, you know? He verbally attacked the Taiwan, accusing them of stealing technologies and chips from the United States market. Like, this was really terrible how he was licking Xi Jinping's arse. And later on he was posting the pictures with him and Xi Jinping for the next couple of months. Yeah, ridiculous. So Putin went not really close to Japan territory, but on Japan territory, because Kurils are Japan. And here he is just, you know, showing off that he can do it, and he will not be punished for that. And guys, what can I say? The sanctions for Russia are not enough. There should be way more. By the way, Putin also threatened to capture some of the European ships of those countries that also capture Russian ships. But Russian ships are legal, if we speak about the Shadow Fleet. But all of the European vessels, they're legal. They have insurances, they're officially registered. It's not the Shadow Fleet. So Putin wants to capture those kind of the tankers or cargo vessels. Putin, it doesn't work like that. You'll be punished for that even more. And you know what? It tells again that cooperation and trade with Russia, it is useless. It should not be happening because you award this break. But no, European countries, they continue to trade with Russia, yeah? Purchasing the record amounts of the natural gas and other stuff. Belgium, France, other countries, Netherlands also. Like, what the hell are you doing? Ireland, with this alumina refinery, thankfully to Kellen Robertson, who opened the eyes to the world community about this tiny piece of trade. But the scale is actually bigger. Guys, European bureaucrats, you're still feeding the dictator. Not just dictator, but a war criminal who started this big war, the biggest since the Second World War. You want to trade with Russia still? Okay, so then don't be surprised if Russia would start some of the special military operation using your own funds. And this is what happened before with all of this policy of Angela Merkel and so on. They fed the Russian regime. They made it to happen. Putin actually was awarded with a Nord Stream pipeline too. After the annexation of Crimea, everything was as usual, yeah? They grown up this dictator themselves. And now, oh, we have to spend billions of euros for defense, but we still want to trade with Russia. This is total nonsense what is happening. Yeah, guys, you see that the war is becoming more global. North Koreans are being deployed to European part of the continent. Also, threats to Japan, threats to the shipping in Pacific Ocean, threats from China in that region, yeah? It's crazy what is happening, and it all goes according not to the positive scenario, my friends. We should be ready for really unhinged stuff to happen in the coming years, unfortunately. And yeah, of course, alcoholic Medvedev has replied on the message from Prime Minister of Japan. Japan's Prime Minister Takichi can prattle all she likes about the Kuril Islands being historically Japanese, but this charter won't change a thing. They were, are, and will remain Russian land. Everyone who fails to understand this will face the monstrous consequences of their delusion. Something like that, really. But do not underestimate his words, because alcoholic Medvedev plays his own precise role. He says something that Putin cannot say openly like that, but he says what Putin thinks. Well, saying I'm surprised, not saying at all. So according to the Polish newspaper, talks are nearing completion regarding the transfer of MiG-29s to Ukraine in exchange for the large number of various drones, according to Polska. So finally, Ukraine may obtain those fighter jets. By the way, Poland lost one MiG-29, I think, several days ago during the training flight. I wonder what happened there. And I'm not sure about the pilot, but Ukraine needs those fighter jets. It's 100%, yeah. Ukraine also lost several of the MiG-29s the last months, and this month at least one. But those airplanes are crucial to drop, for example, aviation gliding bombs or to hunt Russian Shahed or cruise missiles. So if Poland helps us, that would be great. Exchange for the drones, okay, Ukraine, let it be, exchange the drone technologies. Well, after all, you know, the idea for Poland should be not to obtain physically those drones. Because I listened to Fedorov's interview, he is the ex-defense minister, as you know, of Ukraine, and he tells like the drone technologies, they're changing every year several times. So the last year, there were 4 generations of the drone interceptors, which are being used by Ukrainian army. So Poland needs to cooperate constantly with Ukraine. And to do it, Poland needs to change its political approach to Ukraine, at least temporary, while there is the war threat for Poland itself, because Poland is in the sphere of the influence of Russia. And Putin himself, he threatened Poland multiple of the times, so they need constantly sharing technologies and cooperate with Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine should share technologies with Poland and as a reverse obtain, I don't know, some of the fighter jets, maybe Patriot missiles, as they also say. Yeah, there is the chance to get some of the extra Patriot missiles from Poland before Ukraine obtained 5 of the, I think, PAX-3 missiles from Poland, and it is enough to intercept around 4 of the Russian ballistics. But usually you need to have 2 of the interceptors per each Russian missile. But unfortunately now Ukraine has probably 0.1 missiles per each Russian ballistic, so not enough absolutely. Anyway, the news are fantastic. There could be some of the warmth of relations between Poland and Ukraine with this deal, I just hope. Oh, what a loss among the Russian military bloggers. So in Africa, one of the Russian military channel admins, Voyevoda Vishayet, that's the name of the channel, one of the biggest one among the Russian Z military bloggers, he was cancelled. And he was a pilot, he was flying Sukhoi 25 attack airplane, so he went to storm some of the positions in Mali, I guess, and he was pew-pewed by local resistance. Confirmed, totally flatlined. It's a great loss for the Russian military blogger community and a great victory, I would say, even for us, because he spread lots of the propaganda. And what is interesting that the last months, one more admin of the Voyevoda Vishayet channel was sentenced to 3 years in prison. He was accused in some of the threats, bribery, and damaging of the property. And that guy was a pilot of K-52 attack helicopter. So kind of the cursed place, this Telegram channel, -2 admins for the last 2 months. Crazy.
Знищать, либо нас знищать наші же командири, які зараз нами командують, коли ми перебуваємо у відрядженні.
A terrible story with the Ukrainian guys who were sent to position and they're out there for 5 months. They don't have anything to eat, to drink. The supplies are not being delivered. They say, guys, this is not an AI. Those are not the Russian soldiers. Those are definitely Ukrainians. And I already partially filmed about it on my other channel. You may check it out in the video description right below. It's called Captain Dennis. Well, the story is that according to the law, regulations, Ukrainian soldiers should not be sent to positions, like the very front positions, for more than 2 months. And they're there already for almost half a year without being rotated, taken out, and properly supplied. So they drink their own urine. Yes. And they've recorded this video, probably they have Starlink or something, and they address to new Ukrainian General Commander Drapati. I just hope that the Ukrainian military command will put attention and they will cancel those stories once and for all. Or, what am I saying, guys? It's not for the first time happening that our guys are just abandoned without supplies. And moreover, they're not allowed to leave the position. They basically faint, you say, they lose consciousness because they're in lack of food and water. And the commander of the group says, no matter what, like, we're gonna wait for some time and later on evacuate on our own because this is just a torture. You're just left for dying. Either you die from Russians, he says, or because of own command. And this should be changed without the reforms in Ukraine. With this attitude, like what kind of the volunteers do you expect to join Ukrainian army? This is the demoralization, not just of Ukrainian military, but of entire Ukrainian society. Why is it happening like that? Ukrainian military commands. Well, Drapati has just started to perform his duties. Yes, he needs some time, maybe a few months, but Drapati alone cannot manage to change this all corrupt, rotted down system. There should be army reforms generated by also the Defense Ministry of Ukraine. And unfortunately, without Fedorov's team, without Fedorov himself, I don't see anyone else who would like to apply reforms. But what is interesting that Fedorov was laid off by President of Ukraine because he was applying those successful reforms. You tell me, why is it happening like that? Oh, this is the current picture. Lots of the Ukrainian drones are flying to visit Russia and occupied territories. Especially I'm interested in this northern vector towards the Moscow region, Tver, and maybe even Leningrad Oblast of Russia with St. Petersburg. But we'll see, yeah. Morning news could be amazing. This is one of the Kiev malls, the place where usually people purchase some of the fruits, vegetables. It's empty completely. Yeah, because of the enemy attack, we don't have and problems with logistics. There are some of the goods which are absent. So sorry, Silpo says about it. And definitely their storage has been completely devastated by Russian ballistics. And Ukraine doesn't hit Russian groceries. Yeah, Russian wildberries, but it is just some of the crap. You know, some of the goods which are not crucial. It's not the food or something like that. But Russia has already started to hit Ukrainian food supplies Also, they hit Ukrainian grain production facilities. So this is just a beginning, I would say. This winter is going to be really bad for Ukraine, my friends. Unfortunately, it's like that because there are no interceptors, no PAC-3 missiles, nothing more is capable to intercept Russian ballistics. And Russia is preparing the huge number of those missiles. It has never been like that, guys. I mean, those strikes since the very start of the war. Russia is now more precise with ballistics, and they try to disable fuel stations, supplies, warehouses, absolutely everything which they might hit. And close to the winter time, Russia will focus on energy infrastructure, power plants and substations. And guys, I'm telling you about the jet Shahids Giran 4. This is how they look. A streamlined form of the wing, they're a little bit smaller, but they fly really fast. However, Ukraine has drone interceptors, it looks like, which might chase those drones. Well, I think in this particular case, the Giran drone was not flying at the maximum speed, which is 500 kilometers an hour. I think it was something around 300, maybe even less. But after all, the interception is more intense, I would say, and requires more precise operation, especially if this Giran drone is maneuvering. Well, here it was the hit, so it's good that Ukraine is intercepting those drones, but not always. So the percentage of the interceptions, it lowered down compared to the piston engine driven Shahids. Right guys, it's all what I want to tell in this particular video. Stand by for more updates, and if you want, you may support my job on Patreon. The link for it is in the video description right below, or join membership of YouTube channel by pressing button join. Thank you guys, you're just awesome, you're making my content possible. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.